Diane, you're a big listener, a big learner. What have you learned the most being there?
It's a good question. What have I learned? Well, look, I love talking to the various folks. I think I'm certainly interested in Indonesia. I think that that's a country to keep our eyes on. I think there's a lot of interest in what's happening there in the entrepreneurship. I've had a lot of interesting conversations with people from Cambodia, Vietnam, what's happening there. So I think the entrepreneurial energy and how they're using AI is very interesting. It's great to have the opportunity to speak to Chinese companies because we get so focused on the politics that you forget about the innovation that goes on in the ground. So some of the incredible things they're doing with AI and what some of the things that are happening in the clean tech space, very interesting. And I suppose the other thing that I've found quite interesting is a lot of investors, it's hard to raise capital in the US right now. So there's a lot of focus on trying to raise money from wealthy families in Asia. And as we know in Asia, a lot of the biggest companies are also synonymous with the billionaires and the wealthiest people. So I'm sensing more of a pivot toward Asia in terms of trying to get the capital that you used to raise in the US to do the things here.
Diane, I'm going to steal one of your famous questions and ask you, is there anything on your radar right now that you want to put on ours?
Yeah, I think what's interesting, I was watching Sean Hannity last night and talking to people on the streets, and I think going into an election year and the rhetoric that we're hearing out of the Republican Party and whether there's an acknowledgement or, obviously I'm not partisan either way. I think that Biden was playing to his base, as will Trump and Haley and everybody else. I think that this will be used as something to show that Biden is soft on China. I think that'll be the message on one side of the House. I think with everything else that's going on in the world, I'll be very interested to see to what extent do we embrace the role the U.S. has to play right now with the geopolitical landscape, because that's top of mind for all these business leaders. These are global companies. They operate in a global landscape. And when Europe and the Middle East are so unpredictable, Asia's where the growth is. Making enemies is not good for our bottom line. So I'm very interested to just see how this plays out on both sides of the political spectrum.
Diane, enjoy the rest of your time at APEC. Thank you so much for coming on and telling our viewers, giving us a taste of what's happening there. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brittany.